Hi everyone and welcome to this new video where we are going to talk about reality selection from the observer. So if you're here, you need to understand that you are only an observer of identity. And the first thing that you need to recognize without going too fast is to zoom out to recognize the power of your perceptions and the power of your selection. Your real identity right now is not yourself. Your real identity, for example, is not me, is not Sammy. My real identity is not Sammy or John or Sarah. My real identity is the observer of Sammy, the observer of my thoughts, the observer of my feelings, the observer of my choices. And you can do the same. You can understand that the fact that you can observe yourself equals that you are the observer of an identity. So who is observing yourself? I am. And who is the I am? The I am is your identity, your ultimate identity. This is God Himself. I am that I am, because everything that you put after I am is your identity that you've chosen. This is why once you've recognized that you are only the observer of your identity, the observer of yourself, you can recognize that you are the chooser of your identity that you want to materialize into your 3D reality. So, to summarize everything from this first part is recognize that you are not yourself. I'm not Sammy, I'm not anyone. I'm the observer of the identity that I've chosen right now. So the chooser within. The chooser within is to recognize that you are God in an experience. You're observing an experience via an identity, via Sammy, via yourself. And every identities, every experiences are already created. By experiences is identity, versions of yourself. Every versions of yourself are created. You just now we need to zoom out to sit into the I am, to identify which identity you truly want to embody, to unfold the reality that is more aligned with your choices. So zoom out. You're not this identity of, for example, Sarah or Sammy. I will use myself because it's more easy. I'm not Sammy. I'm a version of Sammy that I've chosen based on the observation of Sammy. But I know right now that I am not this version, I am the observer. So from this point, I can choose any version of me that is available and created. And there is infinite versions of me that is already created. So how can we change our identity right now? How can we change our reality? By choosing another version of you. Because another version of you has different qualities, has a different reality. And when you understand that there is, I will exemplify this. There is a version of me who is experiencing another reality. I'm a gardener, for example, in another reality. Or I am a scientist in another reality. There is this version, these versions exist. Now, I just need to refine what version I want to experience and choose. And this is where I'm going to show you the refinement technique. So the refinement technique is something that is great for entrepreneurs, creators, coaches, because the refinement technique is to refine what versions of you want to experience and unfold into your 3D reality. Because recognize one thing, you are not the versions that you select, you are the selector. You are not the versions of you that you select, you are the selector. All right? You are not the versions of you that you select, you are the selector. You are the awareness behind every versions of you. So let's say right now that you have a goal, you want to make more money, you want to have more clients, you want to manifest, I don't like this word manifest, because when you select a version of you, it is already done. The version has an entire reality that is already done, completed, materialized. The fact is, you need to select this version. But how can we select the best version of you? First, to zoom out, to recognize that you are the selector. So now that you understand that you are the selector, what brings me the most joy right now by selecting a version of me? What qualities brings me the most joy? By qualities is, we will use the subject of money. Money is vast, money is large, but as the observer now, I've chosen to experience money from the version of me who is an entrepreneur. But there is a version of me who experiences money by gardening, for example. So now you recognize the power that you have just by recognizing that you choose versions of you. But now, gardening for me is not something that brings me joy. It's not something that brings me happiness or alignment. I choose to experience money via my business, because my business is something that brings me joy. So this is how we can refine first the versions of us that we can select. So now with money, how can I refine it more? Because you're the law maker of your reality. By law maker, law equal choices. That's it. So what choices I want to experience with money? I just need to ask myself what brings me the most joy when I want to interact with money or receive money. Do I want, for example, and this is the question that you want to ask yourself, like, what version of me experience money with the most ease, with the most joy, with the most easiness? Maybe you have a product. Maybe you have a digital product. Maybe you have a service. Maybe, I don't know. And this is how we can refine what brings us joy, by selecting and refining our choices. So now let's say that I want to make 50K a month. There is a version of me who is already making 50K a month. So now the goal is to understand and to choose how I want to make my 50K a month. With which qualities? I don't want to suffer to make 50K a month. So I put suffering aside, but with ease. All right. I don't need to know everything with pure clarity, but we need to choose the versions and the qualities that we can embody right now, that we can choose right now. So if I choose right now this version who is making 50K a month with ease, happiness, with grace, I can choose to embody this version of me right now. I can decide this is so right now. I am this version right now. And by the unfolding of this choice, by the materialization of this choice, I will have my answers on how I can refine more, how to have my 50K month. But I don't want you to be in the position of waiting to have 50K month, because you just have to decide that it is so now. This reality exists now. So you have 50K now, because there is no future now. You have it now. Now you just have to let the unfolding of the script, the unfolding of your choices to refine more how 50K months can bring you more joy, more ease, and more grace into your reality. Because now that you understand that you are just the observer and selector of your reality, your only job is to refine your conditions. And when something is not aligned with you, you can reject it. This is not my choice. This is another version of you that is experiencing those feelings, thoughts, beliefs. By recognizing that this is not you, this is not your decision. You are here, you're the observer that selected this version of you. And you come back to the unfolding of the 50K months with ease, grace, and you choose the qualities that you want. Understood? I think this is it for this video. Sorry if you hear noises in my mic. Let me know what resonated with you in this video, and I see you in the next one.